Welcome to Corfu Town on the island of Corfu, Greece, known for its old town and two Venetian fortresses. Now this video will provide 10 reasons why people love Corfu Town. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to Corfu Town on the island of Corfu in Greece. Population around 40,000. Now just for context, we have a map here. We have circled Corfu Town. Corfu Town is 40 minutes from Paleokastritsa's beach and a 30-minute ferry ride from Saranda, Albania. Now this video will provide 10 reasons why people love Corfu Town. People love Corfu Town because of the old fortress, also known as the Citadel. Built by the Venetians in 1546 on the site of an older castle, the magnificent old fortress lies on a small rocky peninsula immediately east of the old town. It is accessed off the Esplanade via a bridge that spans a moat, the famous Contrafossa, which is some 15 meters deep and up to 40 meters wide. Inside the fortress is a small church in the style of a Doric temple, which the British constructed in the 19th century. Make sure to walk to the highest point of the site, which is marked by the lighthouse, as from here you have magnificent vistas of the town and east across the sea towards Albania. People love Corfu Town because of the Esplanade. Between the tightly packed buildings of the old town and the old fortress, the Esplanade is a vast green space and claims to be the second largest square in Europe. Corfu's main public gathering space, it is overlooked by the arcaded Liston, built by the French in the 19th century, and home to a row of pricey cafes that are ideal for people watching. Locals play cricket, a game passed down to them by the British, on the carefully tended lawns of the Esplanade, and there is also a bandstand where brass bands occasionally play. People love Corfu Town because of the new fortress. An uphill climb past the open-air market selling seasonal fruit and vegetables brings you into the massive new fortress built in 1577 by the Venetians to protect the city against the Turks, making it only a little newer than the old fortress. Once inside, you are free to wander through the empty stone halls and passages, and best of all, climb to the top for amazing views out over the terracotta rooftops of the old town and out to sea. The entrance tickets also covers a free drink at the small cafe. People love Corfu Town because of the Church of St. Spyridon. A haven for peace and tranquility just off the arcaded Liston, this church is named after Corfu's patron saint, St. Spyridon. Built in 1589, its red dome bell tower dominates the skyline from afar. Inside, in a low-lit side chapel decorated with moody frescoes, note a silver sarcophagus adorned with precious stones enclosing the remains of Saint Spyridon. A shepherd from Cyprus, Spyridon lived in the 2nd century AD, and before he died, he became a bishop and began performing miracles. Since his remains are in Corfu, locals believe that his miraculous intervention saved their island from catastrophe on several occasions. The silver casket containing his relics is paraded around town to mark important religious festivals, and in tribute to him, Spiros is the most popular boy's name on the island. People love Corfu Town because of Mon Repos. Set in a beautiful park and approached along a winding tree-lined avenue is the neoclassical palace of Mon Repos, birthplace in 1921 of HRA Prince Philip, the Duke of Edinburgh. Built in 1831 for the British High Commissioner, it was later used as the summer home of the Greek royal family. Sadly, the palace is falling into a state of disrepair and the garden is overgrown in places. Besides being a tourist attraction, it is used to host conferences. You'll find it in the Canoni area of town, a pleasant 30-minute walk from the center, also served by public bus. People love Corfu Town because of the Church of Saints Jason and Sosipater. Close to Mon Repos, tiny church of Saints Jason and Sosipater is dedicated to two of St. Paul's disciples who brought Christianity to the island in AD 70. It is a typical example of 11th century Byzantine architecture based on a cross in square plan and made of large blocks of stone probably taken from nearby ancient buildings. Originally, the interior was entirely covered in frescoes. Unfortunately, these were whitewashed in 1820, but some fragments of the paintings remain. However, there's an impressive 18th century iconostasis, the screen between the nave and the altar, and some beautiful religious icons. People love Corfu Town because of Pontikonisi, otherwise known as Mouse Island. South of the center, off the southern tip of Canoni, two small islands rise from the sea. On the near one, reached via a causeway, is the small 17th century monastery of Lacerna. And beyond this is Mouse Island, Pontikonisi, crowned by the whitewashed Byzantine chapel and a cluster of cypress trees. A peaceful escape from the crowds, Pontikonisi is often featured on picture postcards. Catch a boat from Canoni Harbor to get here. You can also pay a visit to the Lacerna Monastery, which served as a location for the James Bond movie For Your Eyes Only. It was a functioning monastery until 1980. Today it is used for celebrations and serves as a tourist attraction. There is a small shop on the ground selling trinkets and souvenirs. Animal lovers will notice a lot of cats and ducks hanging around and sometimes begging for snacks. People love Corfu Town because of the Achilleion. The Achilleion is about 10 kilometers from Corfu Town and is an impressive piece of architecture with a sad story. It was built in 1890 as a summer palace for the Empress Elizabeth of Austria, a tragic figure who was plagued by misfortune. Her husband was unfaithful and her son committed suicide and was eventually assassinated in 1898. Often referred to by her nickname, Sissy, the Empress had the villa decorated in pseudo-classical style, complete with grand sweeping staircases and frescoes. A state property since 1928, the Achilleion is open to the public. Inside you'll discover period furniture, paintings, and even some of Sissy's clothes. Whatever you do, don't skip the garden area. It is a highlight of a visit and filled with 19th century statues and superlative sea views. Reach this attraction by public bus from Corfu Town. People love Corfu Town because of the Royal Palace, the Museum of Asian Art. In a building that was commissioned in 1816 as the Royal Palace for the British Lord High Commissioner, the Museum of Asian Art is one of the top things to do in Corfu Town. Today, the neoclassical mansion at the north end of the Esplanade is a remarkable museum. The museum itself was founded in 1928 following a donation of Sino-Japanese art. Today it features an impressive collection of Chinese, Japanese, and Indian paintings, porcelains, and sculptures dating from the Neolithic era through to the 19th century. This is the only museum in Greece dedicated solely to Asian art, and it has more than 15,000 pieces of art in its collection. Check out the permanent and rotating exhibits here. There's also a lovely courtyard cafe with fantastic views across the sea channel to Albania. People love Corfu Town because of Casa Parlante. In a 19th century mansion in the heart of the old town, Casa Parlante is a unique historical museum. It brings to life the lives of the Count and Countess who called this mansion home in the 1800s by using robotic technology, animated figures, and even smells. As you wander through the home, you'll feel like you're stepping back in time into a real-life scenario. Smell food cooking, listen to children playing music, or check out the headlines in a newspaper placed in a room with replica decor and furnishings from this era. The reasons provided in this video are not all the reasons why people love Corfu Town. If you've got a reason why you love Corfu Town, pop it in the comments section. I'll make another video. I hope you enjoyed the video. Ciao for now!